With nominations underway for the Best of Crosse County, News 8 photographer John Schmidt decided to check in with a local bartender to see how their most popular drink is made and what it takes to be among the best bartenders.
Cocktailing shouldn't be anything that gives anyone anxiety. You're here to relax after work, have fun with your friends. There shouldn't be any pretension or stuffiness with it. To be a good bartender, I think you really have to feel out what your customer is really looking for. You know, you kind of ask what flavors they like and what they're looking for in a cocktail, and you just go from there. We'll start with the classic old-fashioned. It is not the Wisconsin style with the muddled fruit, but the classic old-fashioned dates back to pre-Prohibition days. Simply spirits, bitters, and sugar. We will start with 1/4 ounce of Demerara syrup and 2 ounces of Old Forester, which is a Kentucky bourbon, and 2 dashes of our Trinity bitters. We're gonna give this ice cube a crack while we're stirring it. And as we're stirring, we're gonna straw taste here. So we're trying to dilute it just enough that it's really gonna have a silky feel to the cocktail. Oh yeah. So now we're gonna strain that to the last drop. And we're gonna pick out a couple nice ice cubes. You wanna keep your drink cold, but not add more water content. Hence the big old chunks of ice there. And then the icing on the cake is this little orange peel. A little bit of orange oil adds so much to the bourbon. And there you have it. The classic old-fashioned. So Korbel creates an American brandy, and Wisconsinites latch onto that and start making what we know, the old-fashioned with the orange, cherry, brandy, you know, the drink of nostalgia that we remember from supper clubs. That's our biggest seller by far. Everyone orders an old-fashioned, you know, it's people who grew up drinking them, you know, our grandfathers, grandmothers, and then you're starting to see a younger crowd start to order them too. I think the old-fashioned is definitely a Wisconsin thing. I think people associate that drink with our culture. I love watching people connect, you know, locals and visitors kind of uniting with, you know, their love of cocktails. And I like being able to find, you know, what is it that you're really seeking, and the moment I can nail it on the head and make that person happy and they're drinking and they're like, this is exactly what I wanted. That's when I know I've done my job. And Korbel brandy.
Oh, that's delicious. Wow.
Those cherries are...
And Brianna added that she thinks the increased popularity of the old-fashioned and other cocktails is connected to the trend of eating locally and seasonally, as well as the craft beer trend.